Hey guys, Madison here, about to watch Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So for those of you who were following along with the poll, this poll was crazy. It ended up being a tie, 33% each between Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and Apocalypto. It kept switching back and forth over and over, like each one taking the lead, and I was like, who's gonna win? I was like on the edge of my seat, you know? But it ended up being a tie. So by process of just random selection, I chose Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. But do not be disappointed, Apocalypto fans, because I decided since it was a tie, it's only fair if I only watch both of them. So next week I will be watching Apocalypto, so be watching out for that reaction. I'm so excited to check out this movie because it has been probably 2 years or so since I've watched a Chinese drama, and I haven't watched much of them at all. But there's one in particular that I watched, I think it was a couple of years ago, called Scarlet Heart. It was not the Korean adaptation that was more recent, it was the Chinese version, and it was incredible. It wasn't a film, it was in the part of it was in parts, I don't know if it aired on TV or how it was over there, but it was, I can't even remember how many parts it was now, but it was a bunch if I'm remembering correctly. And it was an epic story, it was incredible. It's probably one of my favorite things I've ever watched, Scarlet Heart. Go check it out if you haven't. It's a romance, but it is so well done. It's so great. Anyway, you'll cry. But I'm just very much looking forward to this. I honestly had not even heard of it until people started suggesting it in comments. Don't hate me. But yeah, I'm very excited to check this out and figure out what it's all about. I don't think I've ever seen an Ang Lee movie before, so yeah, looking forward to it. And if you have not watched my Spider-Man No Way Home trailer reaction, you might want to check that out, even if you're not a Marvel fan, because I made a special announcement at the beginning of that video about the launching of my Patreon page. So you can go over there and watch the beginning of that video to hear me talk about the different tiers and what benefits patrons are going to be getting, or you can just head straight on over to my Patreon page and check it out for yourself, which is patreon.com/doingtalkingreactions. So I mentioned in my reaction to the trailer the troubles I've been having on YouTube, the copyright troll. I'm looking at you, copyright troll, if you're watching this. So I'm launching a Patreon page to try to alleviate some of those issues, lessen some of those issues. So if you're so inclined to support me, head on over to my Patreon page and check that out. And if you can't afford to do that, that's okay. I still love you. I still love you just for subscribing and commenting and liking my videos. I love all of you, so don't feel bad if you can't. But with that said, let's watch this movie. I'm so excited, again, just to figure out what is this movie? What is this movie all about? So let's dive in and watch Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
秀莲，李莫白来了。
我破了戒，提早出关。
为什么？大人说这次的闭关对你非常重要。
我需要想想，
什么事？
一些心里放不下的事。
清明剑，把它送给贝勒爷。
是，贝勒爷一直是最关心我们的人。
我还是不明白，这是你随身的配件。
我这让傻山想先去给恩师扫墓。恩师遭鼻眼狐狸暗算，这么多年了，尸仇还没报。
既然是这样，办完了事你到北京跟我会合，你来我就等你。
也许吧。
清远镖局的招牌打于师傅起就从来没有砸过，离家了几趟，您父亲在天之灵应该放心了。
I like her already. And I really like this score already too. Feels really deep and rich and emotional.
不要害羞，你们的感情我是知道的，只是你们太小心翼翼了，总是不敢向对方承认这份感情。
I thought they were married. But not yet, apparently.
面对情字，再大的英雄也是莫可奈何呀。
我是府上今儿的客，是御府的小姐。
他算是最轻的，你没摸过兵器就觉得他沉。
谁说我没摸过兵器？摸过的。我爹在新疆，家里养有府兵，能摸他们的兵器也玩。
这把剑有400年的来历，
真好看。
Wow.
于姐是使剑的吧？
我使双刀，剑法我略通一二。
看书上说的都是挺有意思的，到处都能去，遇上不服气的就打。
写书的不那么写，书就没法子卖了。
我看你就像书里的人。我就要嫁人了，可我还没过过自己想过的日子。
我听人说起过，恭喜了。
She doesn't seem very happy about it.
于姐还没嫁人吧？
你看呐，
没有，嫁了人还能跑来跑去的。
说你不懂事吧，又懂点。
Or can she? If she marries the right man.
要有所联络，九门提督才坐得稳。刚柔相济，方得志道。
听说他是道上的，夫人不会让你跟那种人混的。你愿意跟谁混就跟谁混，以后怎么着会怎么样？
还不是一样。好了吧，我困了。
I feel some sympathy for her already. She wants to go on an adventure. Beef. It's a woman, isn't it? Parkour, parkour. Whoa. Dang, that footwork, man. This free running stuff is crazy. They're so fast. Ooh, I just heard like a snake sound. Or is it the hidden dragon? Like perfect mirrors of each other. Someone just tried to like assassinate her.
玉大人看过清明线吗？
看过，我想跟玉大人没有关系。
可是剑现在应该在玉府。
外头有位于秀莲小姐求见，
小姐真没空的。
那就回了她，请于姑娘进来。是。
I love calligraphy. Can't do it worth a lick, even though I'm an artist, but I love watching people do it.
人是喜事，要是能够自由自在的生活，选择自己心爱的人，用自己的方式去爱他，那才算得上是真正的幸福。
给定过亲，
是吗？
他跟李慕白也是拜把的兄弟。孟思昭为了救李慕白，死在对手的刀下。
我要认你这个姐姐，以后你跟我说话不许再这么见外了。
既然做你的姐姐，就希望你真的得到幸福。
Oh man. Both in difficult situations. What are they doing? What is going on?
那你们盯着玉府干嘛？我是找个人，闭眼狐狸。刘烨，不瞒您说，我是陕甘的总捕头，我那人也是武行中有名有姓的，都被他害了。刘烨，您歇着，于公于私，这都是我的事。
宝剑侍妾的事，你尽可以怪罪我，但是请你相信，我有我的法子，很快给你找回来。
保证侍妾的事。
那你来是？
我们已经讲好了吗？
大驾而为，李爷，你房间收。
Someone always has to interrupt the important conversations.
怎么还闻不到骚味？
It's probably a trap. Someone's about to come flying out of nowhere. Those ring things are so cool. And that spear. Oh. She just did like a Tai Li maneuver on Bo there.
你师父可惜太小看女人，即使入了防卫，也不肯把功夫传给我，让他死在女人手里，一点也不冤枉。去。
Whoa. That's who she fought.
徒弟，来，带下都在这了。
Ah, no.
再好的人也有犯错的时候，有的错误不仅是害了自己，还连累了全家人。
She's the disciple, right?
他是个官差。
是被闪干的名捕。
She looks like her. See, I thought it was her at first, but then I thought I saw her in that outfit or something while the thief was running around, so I thought they're not the same person, but maybe I was mistaken, because I think she's the disciple, I think, of Jade Fox.
来了，怎不进来吗？
给你守个门。
外头冷，进屋里来吧。
Oh, I like him.
你需要良师的调教，重理剑法。
想当我师傅，谁知道你是不是浪得虚名？
李慕白就是虚名，宗派是虚名，剑法也是虚名。
I wonder if she has no master but herself.
你还有修炼，修武德才能体会静中之动的境界，才配得上用这把青龙剑。
武当山是酒馆畅聊，我不稀罕。
来，我们师徒俩，
我不会跟你去做江洋大盗。
你已经是人人做那的江洋大盗了。
我只是想玩玩，我干嘛走？我走哪儿去？
哪儿都行。
那些字，就算你知道，也不能体会。你心里明白，你的功夫就只能练到这里了。哪里去？我又能跟随谁？
怕的还在后边。
Oh. What's she going to do?
你掩护那个女孩的时候，知不知道她是谁？
我的责任是要把剑找回来，还得顾及大家的演变。我若是把所知的都说出来，不但毁了这位姑娘的一生，
做业务牵扯她了。
我就知道你会疑心。
她的心性需要约束，武艺。
Thought she liked Jen, and now she's seeming resistant to her joining. I wonder if it's just she's trying to protect everyone, or is she jealous because she's worried about him falling for her?
小虎，
小龙，
Who's this? Her man, apparently.
你不该来找我。
我错了，我不该让你走。跟我回去，回新疆你就舒展了。想做什么就做什么。
Oh. This is great. Whoa.
还我梳子！
Yeah, ship it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like, where in the world are you gonna go?
怕死就别装汉子。
你听我唱歌，就知道我近了还是远了。Nas tolap at mini manganda ili yolida.
I like him.
给我。
Yeah, that turned into not fighting very quickly. Oh my gosh, they have a tragic ending.
这就要不断的拼杀，大家要联合起来，才有机会活下去。你的同伴就成了自己的家。
小男孩在寻找那些流星。
我是一个男人了，而且我已经找到最亮的一颗星了。
Oh, that's pretty scenery.
我要你做我的女人，我一定会干一番事业，让你的爸爸妈妈看得起我。我父母病了，他就从山上跳下去，结果他没有死，一点伤都没有。后来他漂泊到一个地方去，再也没有回来。心诚则灵。
把它保存好，等我们重新相聚的时候再还给我。
我会。
永远永远别回来。
就这样。
就这样。
No.
小龙，跟我回新疆。
他会抛下一切跟你回新疆吗？
他是我的，
不论他是不是你的，你没有命，说什么也没有。我手书一封，你搭去武当山，在那等我消息。
I love them being the matchmakers. Come on. Make it happen.
手冰凉凉的，那些练刀练出来的印茧，每一次我看见都不敢触摸。修炼，
压抑只会让感情更强烈。
我也阻止不了我的欲望。我想跟你在一起。
I want them to be happy together. Just want everyone to be happy. Oh.
什么铁臂身体？
上天飞来一条龙。
Oh. Wow. That was quite a bar fight. Wow, that's a gorgeous shot.
于姐姐，我也只是路过，想看看你。姐，
可以不嫁，父母不能丢下。
就是他们让我嫁的。
先让爹娘放心，你与小虎的事。
Her parents aren't gonna let her go with him.
你们都是一起的，给我下套，我走。
叫你给我闭嘴！你凭什么骂人？从一开始我就知道是你拿了清明剑，我一路替你隐瞒，护着你和你的家人，祈求的一点平静都叫你给毁了，你还不甘心？这样的姊妹不要也罢。
朋友本来就是假的，只不过
She's protected you this whole time.
做我的敌。
So she protected her all this time. Unreal that she accuses her of setting her up. Oh dang, that's cool. Wow. Man, she's so quick with that spear. That's amazing. She's breaking every weapon. She's gonna go through every weapon in the place. Let's all just put down our weapons and be friends again. I feel like I can't blink.
陪用这把剑，
又来个教训人的，看剑。
到此为止。
She really doesn't deserve it at this point. She's arrogant, reckless. She hurt the only person who's been trying to help her. Or not the only person, but one who tried to help her before anyone else did. I've never seen anything like this. He wants to help you, Jin. Just let him help you.
为什么非要缠着我？
还是那句话，我来教你兴趣。 白痴，
做梦！
那剑是没用了。
No, not her. Oh, this woman is bad news. Bad news.
你中了迷信。你们怎么来的？
闭眼狐狸往这边走，我们跟来的。
小心！你的路已经到了尽头。
是谁想？
Oh no.
10年孤星，就是因为你肚子的坏水。什么是毒？一个8岁的孩子就有这种我唯一的妻，唯一的仇。
这毒没解，
一定有解，一定能解。相生相克，一物呢？怎么可能一物不能克一物？
No.
相信我，你们救了我，让我救他吧。
Okay, come on.
我已经浪费了这一生。我要用这个气对你说，我一直深爱着你。
God, let him die.
我的爱也不会让我成为永远的孤魂。
No. Gosh.
"答应我，不论你对此生的决定为何，一定要真诚地对待自己。
My heart.
小龙，
Where'd she go?
许个愿吧，小胡。
一起回新疆。
What? Did she just die? What? But why? Why? Li Mubai died for this? Hold on. Why? I thought she loved Lo and wanted to be with Lo, and she gets to be with him. And then does this. I don't understand. So let me get this straight. Shu Lien and Li Mubai sacrifice everything for Jin. Lien protects her from the beginning. Maybe Lien and Mubai could have ended up happy together. They probably would have ended up happy together. But no, things happened because of Jin and them trying to help her. And Lo, he dies. And then she makes it all for nothing? I'm not happy. Oh my gosh. So his wish is that they can be together again in the desert, but now she's dead. I guess the implication could be that the wish comes true and they're together again in the desert, but like... You know what? That's what I'm going to tell myself, alright? We got a happy ending because when Lo told her the story, the legend, the wish was made and the young man did not die when he jumped off the mountain. So my happy headcanon ending is that she jumps off the mountain, and because his heart is faithful, his wish is granted, and they are transported to the desert to be together forever. Boom, happy ending. I wonder if it's like actually meant to be that way, like if you can interpret the ending as tragic or if you can interpret it as a happy ending. I don't know if that's how it's meant to be, but that's how I'm going to take it. Happy ending, happy ending. They're happily living the rest of their lives in the desert, everything's fine. But oh my gosh, Lien and Mubai, that love story was so good and so powerful, and oh my gosh, I'm saying I wasted my whole life. That hit me hard. Oh my gosh, I wanted them to be happy. Man, that was a really great film. That was really different from anything I've ever watched before. But it did remind me of Scarlet Heart a little bit with the tragic love story vibes. Oh man, that sequence in the trees was amazing. Like there was a lot of wire work in this movie with the crazy martial arts scenes and like running up the walls and flying, and wow, those were just really different than anything I've ever seen before. I have not watched a lot of Asian film, like I said, so that was amazing. I loved the sequence in the trees. That was one of my favorites in the whole movie. Oh my gosh, there was a lot going on in this movie about women and inner strength, obviously the title of the movie, and women kind of concealing their strength and being underestimated by men, and then the different ways in which they handle their strength, because Jin just really unleashed hers and she was out of control and she was very powerful, but she had no self-control and she endangered others around her, and she seemed kind of without a direction. She was very chaotic. And Shu Lien was equally strong, but she was centered and balanced, and she had her priorities in check. But I mean, you could also say, like, were her priorities right? Because she put love below duty and the guilt that she carried because of Mubai's friend who died. So it's like, was Lien the better example because she didn't get to live happily ever after with the love of her life, wasted years that she could have spent with him because both of them never confessed to each other. So it's kind of like we can learn different lessons from all of these characters, and they all made mistakes and they all suffered consequences because of those mistakes. Yeah, just a really good tragedy, honestly. Or, you know, tragic even if we interpret it as a happy ending that Jin and Lo did end up together, which is unclear. Either way, it still is very tragic because of what happened with Lien and Mubai. So anyway, don't want to ramble on too long, but that was a very good movie, a very well-made movie, and my heart hurts. My heart hurts a lot, but thank you to those of you who voted for it on the poll. I did really enjoy it. That was very different than the movies I've been watching lately, and I always like to switch things up. And those were very well-written, well-defined characters, beautiful cinematography, wonderful score like I mentioned early on. I just really liked it. My heart hurts is all. But yeah, again, thank you so much to everyone who voted for this on the poll, for suggesting it and recommending it so I could put it on the poll in the first place. Next week, I will be watching Apocalypto, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And be sure, if you're so inclined to support me further, to head on over to patreon.com/doingtalkingreactions, and there will be a full-length version of this reaction available there. So if you don't want to just see the shorter YouTube version, you want to see the full-length reaction, head on over to my Patreon and you will be able to find that there. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always, and I will see you guys next week for Film Friday number 6, is it? Or number 7? I don't even know now. I think it's number 6. I'll see you guys next week for another Film Friday. Thanks for watching.